Capricorn, welcome to the rest of your life. I'm not even fucking playing. And I say this because it is a time when you are, like, all year long, you have been skating around and really getting comfortable with the concept of change, forming a new relationship with it. But even that has to change. There is a sense of moving on or moving through with you right now. And ultimately, the decision and what you decide now really does determine what your future is going to look like. And that kind of is, it is what it is. It's maybe unnerving, but it's the truth. This is a very, this is a turn of events type of moment for you right now. It does have to do with love. It does have to do with somebody that you're meant to be with or something that you're meant to do. Because this is a general reading. It's not always just romance, right? We all know that. Sometimes it's something that we were meant to do. Something that, excuse me. I'm sorry. Something that we're meant to do. Something that we love. Love is love, man. Love is love. There is one love. There's no such thing as this kind of love and that kind of love. No, there are other emotions and there are different kinds of relationships, but love is one thing and it's unconditional connection. And you have to decide, are you going to be unconditionally connected to somebody or are you going to disconnect? And it's ironic because unconditional connection can mean letting somebody go and being okay with it. Because there is an unrest and an unsettled kind of sense in you right now where there's still something that's holding on. Like you can hold on to something too and still not be connected to it. In fact, sometimes we cling ever so much more tightly to those things that we know are not ours or don't want us, or at least we feel that way. And ultimately, there comes this is your turning point. Are you going to align yourself with your truth or are you going to align yourself with your desperation? It's up to you. But ultimately, you have to understand that the decisions you make now impact what you will be living with in the future. Just like if you look at your life right now and you got Capricorn, you go back even 10 years, you can understand how you got here, how you got to this point. And it may be a much better point than where you were because of the choices that you made. And you realize, oh my God, this was by my design. But that's that's the place that I really want you to start with in this energy right now. I want you to start with, how did I get here? Accountability. And for some of us, accountability for good shit is even more difficult than accountability for bad shit. Because those of us who are prone to love pain and love difficulty, we get stuck in the comfort zone of loving pain and difficulty and, self-sabotage and, self-hatred, right? We're fine criticizing ourselves. But it's also like some of you may need to just sit back and be like, I did this. I made this life that I have now. And you know what? It's pretty fucking beautiful. So whatever you do this in this energy right now, please. Sit back and look how past 10 years, the choices that you made led up to where you are now. I want you to go back. I very rarely ever tell people to look back, but go back and draw those lines between then and now. For the purpose of the exercises for realizing that you will find those direct connections. And in finding those direct connections, you will be teaching your brain, your consciousness, that the choices that you're making right now are literally tied to strings somewhere in the future, and they're building the future. So because you need to wrap your hands around something, you need tangible connection. So do that pedantic exercise of going back and just seeing how your decisions over the past 10 years, at least the last 5 years, especially over the last year, have led up to where you are right now. And then think to yourself, this is where I want to be in 5 more years. Understanding now how important it is to make proper decisions. Make those decisions. Now, what are the proper decisions? The proper decisions are ones aligned with your soul. They're ones aligned with love, not your fear. That's different. Your intuition and your ego, two very different things, but people get them fucked up all the time. You know? Oh, I know. How do you know? You know because of your stubbornness? You know because of your pride? Or you know because that's what your soul is telling you? Are you even allowing yourself to be happy? Allow yourself to be happy. And then have that conversation with where you want your future to be. Because this is the most important card that came out so far. And that speaks of realizing and recognizing you have a positive future by making positive decisions today. And positive decisions are the decisions that are aligned with your true self, your truth. If you love somebody, love them. If you love doing something, you have to do it. You have to engage in it. If something that you're doing is getting in the way of what you love, you have to figure out a plan to slowly but steadily work out of that thing and work into this new thing. Let me say this. This is true love. Positive future and true love. They're coming out together. And this is also change. Seasons of love. Remember that? That's a good song. Check it out. It's Rent, Seasons of Love. If you've never heard it, go listen to it. It's the bomb. This is it. This is a season of love. And something that you did. Remember that scene? I've posted this for you before. It's one of my favorite scenes because I'm a little priss, but whatever. It's somewhere in my wicked childhood, I must have had a moment of good. You remember that? That from Sound of Music. Yeah. Hi, honey. I love you. Yeah. Please understand that the universe is always on your side. It always wants the best for you, and it always makes it available. And what gets in the way is the ego. It gets in the way is fear. Really, not even the ego, because the ego is a natural part of us, but fear. Fear, out of control, extremes, those kind of things. This is the time for change. You're welcoming in a change. And yes, I think your lover is going to change, and not in a bad way. I think that there's a fear that they're going to change in a bad way. And that fear may be fakakking some things right now in the way that you act or are treating each other. Well, hello, today is the day. It's the moment of truth. You have to share your feelings and tell them what it is that you really want. And be loving and be respectful, but be honest. Because your honesty is going to get you everywhere, especially everywhere in terms of the future that you actually want to see and want to be living. But if you bottle it and you keep running away from it, we had this energy before. I feel like there are some of you who are still holding on to this fear. Don't be. Look in the mirror. Who is it you see? And then think to yourself, who is it do I want to see? Am I the person that I am proud of? Like when I see my reflection in the mirror, do I smile at that person? But beyond that, understand that the person that you're with right now is a reflection of your choices. One of my friends told me one time, he was really funny. He was like, you end up with the person you deserve. No, you end up with the person you settle for. That's what he said. And so many of us do, right? So many of us end up with the person that we settle for instead of living in our truth and opening ourselves up and to, being vulnerable in front of somebody, being honest with them and about how you feel. So many of us just block ourselves from all of that stuff to protect ourselves from what we're assuming is on the other side. Please don't assume that disappointment is on the other side, because I'm telling you right now, love is on the other side. That's what it is. And you could be keeping yourself from that. This could also be work or job, right? Especially with Capricorns, you love to fucking work. You love to get those hands in there and do. But you also are afraid of opening up that new path for yourself and believing in your ability to forge your own destiny and your own path. And it's like if the structure isn't established already, you don't trust it. But understand that, honey, you are more structure than anybody can handle. You bring the structure to the event. You never leave home without structure. So why do you need somebody else's structure when you got yours? This is about you realizing that those shaky legs are stronger than you think, and being willing to create a future that you actually are excited by. Okay, this is you divining your own future, right? The best way to predict the future is how? To decide what the fuck it's going to be and to make it yourself. And that's what this is. This is get going. And trust. Like, don't back down on this, man. This is so important. Give more. Give more. No, not do more work. Give more. You know, celebrate the way that you feel for each other more. Make it less about the give and take and the barter and the exchange and more about I love you. That's pretty much it. Just do it. And honestly, it's planting the seeds for the future. Hello. Happy ending. Happy endings are just new beginnings. All endings are just beginnings. That's what they are, right? And you got some sort of beginning that you've started here, that you've really worked hard on. And I don't think that you're going to back down. And honestly, I don't really think this person is going to back down. They may need your help. Or, hello, what's even more difficult for you guys? Asking for help. Yeah, it's less about giving help. It's less about giving advice. It's more about taking it. It's more about receiving somebody's help. We've been discussing this. You must. You are not afraid. You are afraid, but it's okay because you're not afraid of fear. Capricorn, you can be afraid of whatever the fuck you want, but don't be afraid of fear. You're standing up to something that has really challenged you. And I feel it's emotional, but it could also be a boss or a person that you actually have to stick up to. It could actually just be like facing the fear of you know, your throat is clenched. You think, oh, they're going to break up with me, or they don't love me the way that I love them. That isn't the case. It isn't the case. You are safe. It's almost like this fear. It's big because of how you see it in your brain. It's not really big. It's almost like when you look at this card, you think, oh, you're the David and that's the Goliath, right? But who wins the fucking fight? First of all, it's David. Goliath is the one that isn't safe. You're ready to take on this world. And who says say it's not David and Goliath, right? Though I think it is. But say it isn't. Who says that you're the little guy? You automatically look at this card and you assume, oh, you're the little guy. You're the one with the disadvantage. You're not the one with the disadvantage. You're not. You're safe. And this is in a new transition, in a new life. This is balancing out, right? You receive this card when you need to balance the way that you see yourself versus the way that the world sees you, the way that your life really is versus the way you see it. Because you're in a transitional phase, I don't think that you understand that you can trust this situation yet. And you know what? I'm going to say this to you. It's okay. It's okay. You just keep being honest with who you are. You keep being honest with the person that you care about, or with the people that you're working with. You keep being honest and true to your heart. Capricorn, you're not going to fail here. Nope. Let's get into the spirit guide messages. These are my main tarot cards. I love them. Though I like to throw in the others too because they're beautiful. I got some new decks. Oh, I'm going to share that with you. You want to do a new deck? Wait. Okay. Hold on, Cappies. Hold on, Cappy. Hold on. Oh, Jesus. Jesus Louises. What's the card that popped out? And you got this last week too, I think. Collaboration. You know, learning how to work together, learning how to dance. You ever see those ice dancers and shit? You're like, holy shit, how much do you have to trust somebody to have the fucking blade literally 2 inches from your goddamn eyes? Like, what? I mean, listen, it's all practice. They don't get on that ice first fucking thing. They don't even get in their blades first fucking thing. There's a lot of practice that goes into what we all perceive is easy peasy. That shit ain't easy. That shit ain't easy and that shit ain't safe. But they practice. And what I'm saying this to you for is, you know what? You're coming together with somebody. You're coming together, you may be putting together a new office plan, business plan, or a new relationship. You know what? There's complications. That doesn't mean that the situation isn't perfect. It doesn't mean that the collaboration isn't meant to be. What it means is that, you know, these are growing pains. What do you expect? Remember those growing pains? So this is my Namaste deck. I want to share these with you guys. What's really interesting about, did I hold it upside down? I'm sorry. What's really interesting about them is, no, this isn't a paid thing. No, oh, honey, I don't get those. Is that the beauty, the artwork is really, aren't they gorgeous? They're on the flip sides. They have different pictures on each side, and then they have the messages. So let's see the message for Capricorn before we go into the spirit guided messages. Okay, look at how beautiful. That's very romantic. Matches my lipstick. You are blessed regardless. Every experience enriches us and those around us in some way. Regardless of what we achieve or don't achieve, do or don't do, all is a blessing in one form or another. Nothing is a mistake, for all serves a divine purpose. All is blessed. There's an ambiguity about your reading, and I think it's intentional. It's like, I don't know, Capricorn, what do you think? How do you think this is going to go? It's almost like forcing you to make the decision. You have to decide. What is your future going to look like? And then that's the way that you'll direct it. It's not coming from somewhere else. It's coming from you. Here we go in the past. Time for a beginner mindset. You were closed off. This was major defensiveness, not being ready, and being stuck in the past. That's what this was. This was like just fear of moving on. That it's either coming from you or it's something that you're dealing with. And then we have use your mind wisely when pigs fly, right? Thinking that this is impossible. But yes, whoops, there goes another rubber tree plant. Yeah. It's only impossible until it isn't. Right? Everything impossible has a possibility. They do. So this is a sense of use your mind wisely. And maybe it was a sense of feeling stuck, or being stuck in the brain, and then all of a sudden being forced into a situation where you had to improvise and you had to get clever. And even though it seemed like it was the shittiest thing that could happen to you, it was a blessing. Because it tore you out of a mindset that you were stuck with. Why is all this coming up now? There's always a reason. If the cards talk about something from the past, it's because it's directly related to what's going on right now. Be generous of spirit. This is Leo energy. This is courage. It's also heart. Now, where does courage come from? It doesn't come from your arrogance. It comes from your heart. And that's why Leo rules the heart chakra. There is that beautiful sense of Leo is brave because they believe in themselves. They don't believe in themselves egotistically. They believe in themselves heartfully. It's their heart. They're so in tune with what they're meant to do and be in this world that they just don't question it. There's actually a lack of ego. There's a sense of just having so much confidence in the way that your heart is drawn to. And it's also leadership. There's some sort of leadership here. Be generous of spirit. Imagine that the impossible is possible. That's what this is. Or the impossible the impossible is happening every day. Ooh, the abundant universe will provide. Buffalo energy. This is Taurus energy. It's also financial. So there's a sense of, even though it might have been scary, finances, resources, they came in. Support from friends, it came in. The universe was never going to leave you by yourself. Always, somehow, you found a way to make money, or you found a way to get money. And then tend to the small things. This is that sense of killing them mice, killing them rats, getting all that shit out of the way. A sense of recognizing and realizing, a sense of overcoming the tediousness, the small stuff. This is about big stuff now. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Snake spirit, time to heal. That's Kundalini energy. That's like the seat of life energy, sacral energy. There's poison that's been sitting inside of you for a very long time. Hatefulness and anger. That's what it is. You know, there's one thing about all my Capricorns, and I fucking love my Capricorns. But they always feel that they have to remain composed, as if becoming uncomposed is some sort of detriment to society. You got to get fucking ugly. You got to ugly cry, you got to scream, and you got to yell. That's what I'm saying. And if you don't, you're going to be overrun with emotions that are going to eat you from the inside out. It's not about being composed. It's not about this gracious persona that you feel you have to always keep up. You have to literally let it all out. Somebody wants to see your emotions. Somebody wants to understand what you're feeling. Somebody wants to absorb you and take you in. This is somebody who is very much going to understand this and that are true, finding that happy medium, finding that place in between, being willing to listen to what it is you have to say. Like, both sides are real, both sides are true. And yes, you may both be extremely passionate and really upset, but ultimately there is goodness in the both of you. There is a middle ground. You're never going to find the middle ground if you don't, stake your claim so people don't know where you're standing. How are you going to find a middle ground if you don't stand somewhere? The only way you find a middle ground is in relationship to where you're standing. You got to take a stand. But ultimately, that stand is what leads to a very effective collaboration. Okay. Let's do the angel messages. Now, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, Capricorn, please subscribe to the channel. You can just hit subscribe, and please, ding, ring that bell so you get all the notifications. I upload a brand new Capricorn specific video here and Vimeo every single Wednesday. In fact, if you subscribe over on Vimeo, which you can do, you'll get it a day earlier. You'll get access to the extended a day earlier. There is an extended reading. It's below. You can go over there now, but wait for the angel messages. They're awesome. I also do a astrological forecast every single week, and I upload it to Vimeo, so you'll get that right away. You can actually sign up for my mailing list as well and get it blasted right into your inbox. That's over on my website. All the information, the links that you need to know are down below, including to my Instagram account, Born_without_boundaries, where I do a daily reading Monday through Friday. So come join me over there. All right, let's get into these angel messages for Capricorn. Oh, Capricorn. Sacred space, we, your guardian angels, surround you with emerald, gold, and rose pink light. Surrender your concerns and worries and enter this sacred space of love and healing. I'd tell you you're all good, but then you wouldn't believe me. Achievement. Take a little time to reflect on what you have achieved to date. It doesn't matter if you needed help. Understand? Please, everybody needs help. It is often easy to forget where you started from and how far you've come. Honor and be grateful for this extraordinary journey that is your life. Creative potential. And we got create here. You are by nature infinitely creative. Life is a sea of creative potential just waiting to be expressed through you. You are free to express all your heart's desires. You have to create. Give more of your creativity. You have it in you. Gratitude. Make gratitude your new attitude. The stars will shine brighter upon you. All in your world will become lighter. And you can be grateful for yourself too, but also for them. Divine mystery, you along with the sun, earth, moon, and stars are part of one creation, a divine mystery unfolding each moment. Be present and feel the power of now. Be in the moment and witness the wonder of it all. See, you're not predicting this because I feel like you've predicted a bad outcome. You're not predicting this. You're not. Destiny. Your destiny is to blossom, to shine, to transform to ever greater light. So even though you think you're destined to constantly fail and constantly struggle, that is not true. However, it is what you've decided this whole time, which is why it's where you are now. You have to make a different decision. No, my destiny is to blossom, to shine, and to transform to ever greater light. My destiny is to be happy. Now, it's not going to come tomorrow, but if you get in that mindset for the next 10 years, guess where you'll be? You're not going to be miserable anymore, I guarantee. Sacred source, we, your angels, are here to remind you of your magnificence. You are literally an angel in the making, a being of eternal love and light, forever one with God, Goddess, and all creation. Positive thinking is vital in creating a healthy and abundant life. A positive attitude along with positive beliefs and thoughts are crucial ingredients for creating happiness. Don't worry, think love. I mean, what else do you want to say? There's a whole slew of them. Ooh. First of all, you have to forgive. See, this forgiveness is here, and that tells me that there's something going on in your heart that your stoicism has kept. Oh, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this adult in a mature way. No, you have to scream and yell and ugly cry to let somebody really know how you felt. But that's about forgiving them. That's what you need to do to let yourself forgive them. Because on the other side of that forgiveness and letting that shit go is you being able to get closer to them. Healing. Heart song. What is your heart saying? Stop and listen. Your truth lies within the empty spaces between your thoughts. And miracle. Our wings of light surround you and those you love. This current situation is governed by a higher power. The forces of love are at work. All will turn out well. Let's get them details so that you can know step by step over in the extended. That link is below. I'll see you guys over there.